Hello everyone, welcome to the Rokani Media Football. And we're here to obviously bring you what we call the player ratings of Arsenal 4, Leicester City 2, the game of football that really happened at the Emirates. And you know to it that at a certain point X, this game was 2-2. And from nowhere, Leicester bounced back in a very, very astonishing way. And guess what? Arsenal were like, all right, we are not going to really take the foot off the pedal, but Arsenal had to struggle, and it was around the 90th plus 4th minute when Leandro Trossard went ahead, obviously, give Arsenal the lead, and then Kai Havertz went ahead, obviously, broaden the gap to obviously City that was really 4 goals to nil. We are here to do what we call the player ratings, and this is the channel that brings you this news. We are powered by Mono Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops, and they also deal into what we call used phones and used laptops from the United Kingdom. And guess what? It's really going down that side, and I'm letting you know that when you really need a phone, go ahead and obviously call that number +256 70 99 665. Save it on WhatsApp, holla at them. They'll have the best services and best gadgets for you. And you can follow them on TikTok. It's Mono Gadgets for you, and the rest will be history into the gadget world that you'll experience, and you'll thank me later. Now, let's go to the player ratings of the players that participated into this beautiful game of football. 1, David Raya. I don't think that he really had a very hard time. And when you look at the 2 goals that really went ahead to cross the line, David Raya had nothing to do onto those goals because he had covered his goal area very well. But the defenders really went ahead to obviously cost him this clean sheet. Remember, Arsenal is going to play 6 games, and they kept a clean sheet when they're playing against Wolverhampton Wanderers, Tottenham Hotspur. They kept 1 when they're playing against Aston Villa. And when they played against Leicester City, Man City, and Brighton, they conceded, meaning that they've only gone ahead to keep 3 clean sheets into this game of football. 6 games played into, and I'm giving him a 7 out of 10 because he had nothing to do about those goals. Julian Timber, guys, you've seen the difference of Julian Timber and how he really overlaps and the way he inverts inside when he's really having that ball. The boy is just so good, and that is what you get when you really have what we call versatile players into your team. And for Julian Timber, I'm giving him a 7.5 out of 10. Carafiori, oh my god, he's really good on the ball, but for the second goal, I fault him for it, you get? And I think, apart from that defensively, he really looked good. And he really had a chance towards the 87th minute of the game, and he forced the goalkeeper of Wolverhampton Wanderers to come up and really make that big save. You understand? That is a guy known as... what's his name? Known as Carafiori. So for me, Carafiori gets a 6 out of 10 because of that second goal that Arsenal concedes. And I know very many Arsenal fans are not going to bash him right now, but I tell you, if Arsenal had gone ahead to obviously see themselves really drop that point, everyone would be at Carafiori. You know, a win covers lots of bad things on the pitch, but let it be a draw or a loss, you'll see to it that everyone will be alarming. Like I told you, in the game of Man City that Arsenal drew 2-2 last weekend, if Arsenal had gone ahead to obviously win that game of football, I don't think that the noise that was made onto what decision the referee took to send off the guy called Leandro Trossard wouldn't have gone ahead to be as much as it was when he was sent off and Arsenal dropped 2 points at the Etihad. You understand? So a win covers lots of things, but I tell you, for me, I'm really unmasking it. And that second goal for me, it's because of Ricardo Carafiori. Why? He never even took any effort of really jumping. I thought that we were going to jump and brush that ball to really get it out of position from just Justin that went ahead, obviously hit it into the back of the net. You understand? So, I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. Central defense, Gabriel Magalhaes, 6.5 out of 10. I don't think that he really had a very beautiful game. Even William Saliba, he was really good, but I felt like maybe a week without playing football would have gone ahead, obviously, to make him look like that, because Yami Vardy at a certain point looked like forced him to even get a yellow card, and Saliba picked up later. And for Saliba, he takes a 7 out of 10 for me because he really looked good. For Gabriel Magalhaes, this time round, he failed, obviously, head any of those 10 corners into the back of the net. He failed, really, because they really marked him. But I think Arsenal is really having a plan, because Magalhaes is now being targeted into the set-piece delivery. Now, first and foremost, you saw it that now Carafiori went ahead, obviously, take center stage, and Carafiori was running into that area where Gabriel Magalhaes has always gone ahead to run around and obviously hit that ball. You saw even for that goal that Arsenal scored, the third goal, it was a dropping ball from Bukayo Saka to find Leandro Trossard. You get? And this time round, as everyone thought that Arsenal was really going to go high to win the aerial to win the aerial duel, obviously, that ball was left to land, in the vicinity of Leandro Trossard, and Leandro Trossard squared it into the mouth of the goal, and you know what happened? They netted into their own goal. So that's exactly what went ahead to happen in there, and obviously things really went on as planned. So I've gone ahead to obviously rate those. Let's go to Thomas Partey, 6.5 out of 10 for me. I think Partey hasn't gone ahead to obviously be the Partey that we all need and we all wish he's gonna be, and I don't know why, because even in the preseason he never looked elite. And is he sending signals to Mikel Arteta and Edu that, please, in the summer transfer window, you should get in another energetic central attacking midfielder? Is it the message that is really being sent? That is a question for another day, but I would love to let you know that Thomas Partey, I see him struggling, and I think you saw to it that Declan Rice stayed on the pitch and they brought on a guy called Nwaneri for Thomas Partey, and things started to change. So I think Partey 6.5, Declan Rice, I'm gonna give him an 8. Guys, Rice did everything possible into that game. There is even a time he really released Kai Havertz, and Kai Havertz was brought down, and the referee was like, Kai Havertz, please, you've gone ahead to go down easily. But the way he really makes interceptions, into that midfield, and his box-to-box role is really very important. But Arsenal looked far much better when Partey was taken off, and they're playing with a single pivot of Declan Rice. In the midfield, it was Trossard and Nwaneri complementing him, and Arsenal went ahead to attack Leicester City like the army of Hitler or Napoleon in the way back years that we talked about the World War into the mix and the European Revolution. So I'm giving Declan Rice an 8 out of 10. Let's go to Leandro Trossard. Oh my God, I tell you, I love this player. And with time, as we go on, people will try to understand my words. I've come out on several occasions and told you that one of the most influential players at Arsenal is Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard gives Arsenal a second goal before the first half. He hits what we call the bottom post, and he really gives Arsenal the winner, because however much it's an own goal, but it wouldn't have gone to be an own goal if at all Trossard never laid that ball into the mouth of the goal. You understand? So he did all what he did, and I tell you, Leandro Trossard is what he thinks he is. That is it. Leandro Trossard is what he thinks he is, and he deserves his flowers. A 9 out of 10. That is really solid for this man. I know he's really clocking 30 very soon, but he's really that good. Leandro Trossard is a very, very good player. Very efficient, very effective, and he's really talented. He makes football look easy, but he does things very, very okay. So 8. Sorry, I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. That is Leandro Trossard for me. We go to Bukayo Saka. Obviously, he has gone ahead to set a record. 6 assists in the first 6 games of the season in the Premier League. That's what I'm talking about. And guess what? He recorded his 6th assist of the Premier League season today. And Saka is doing what Saka is doing. You know, for the first goal, he was responsible for that assist. Second goal, Martinelli was responsible for the assist. So I think Saka deserves a 7.5 out of 10 for this game. Let me give him an 8. Saka, 8 out of 10, because he really did something good and important. And I was like, oh my God, he's really coming and he's really doing the needful. He hasn't gone here to score very many goals, but all what is happening in his life, it's really getting things right and ticking boxes right, lifting that Arsenal side. And this is what I've always gone ahead, obviously, request from him. Assists are really very important, because scoring goals, anyone can score, but who is that creative spark? And with Martin Odegaard, one of the creative minds of Arsenal, being out for some weeks, I tell you, Saka has taken the mantle to obviously lift the team and is really doing it deliberately and consistently. Saka is suckering at Arsenal. He gets an 8 out of 10 for me. Then Martinelli Gabriel, 1 goal, ending his 20-game goal drought at Arsenal in the Premier League, and he went ahead to obviously put up an assist. So for me, he takes a 9 out of 10 for me also, because he really looked good. Though his impact was cancelled out by those 2 goals, you know, that Leicester put out. But remember, he's the man that scores the most important goal of the game, and it's always the opening goal, because that sets you momentum and it opens up, or it sends a message to Leicester City that you are here and you aren't surviving. You understand? So that is Martinelli for you. Kai Havertz, 7.5 out of 10. Scoring a goal, and obviously he was really hard working and leading that line. He looks like he's really gonna score goals, and he scored his 3rd goal of the Premier League season. And remember, in the midweek he scored 1, meaning that right now he has 4 goals. With 32 games to go, I can't rule out Kai Havertz scoring 20 goals in only the Premier League. Last season, I think he got, was it 13 in the Premier League? And remember, he was played as a centre forward just half of the season. Now, for a season when he's being played as a centre forward, we all note it that he's really gonna get those times to score hat-tricks and braces in the coming months, in the coming games of Arsenal. So he takes a 7.5 out of 10 for me. Let's go to the substitutes. There is Martinelli was taken off and Raheem Sterling came on. I think Sterling looked good, 7 out of 10. Going to the byline, squeezing into crosses, and really doing the necessary. That is what he really looked like, and he really put in a very beautiful shift as a player. That is a player called Raheem Sterling, 7 out of 10. Then talk about Nwaneri. Some people call him Nwaneri. He really looked good. He had a very curling effort at goal, far post effort at goal that was really saved by the goalkeeper, and he sat down very many people in that midfield. And one thing I like about Nwaneri is his composure. He's really a super composed guy, and I just love everything about him as a player. And if you don't love him, then this is not meant for you. So that is Nwaneri for you. For me, he takes a 7.5 out of 10. Jesus, responsible for the 4th goal, because he cuts down into the right inside tunnel, and he really goes. He really looked selfish, and I was really pissed about him for being selfish. And if at all that defender hadn't gone ahead, obviously hit that ball from the goalkeeper, and really it went to the vicinity of Kai Havertz, I would have gone ahead to be fuming, because I think shooting at goal wouldn't have gone ahead to be the best option. The best option would have been look out for Kai Havertz, who was really running to the far post, and I think Nwaneri, who was already into the penalty area. You know, that cutback would have wanted to make sense, because it was a counter-attack. He led it very well, but I think his end product was really lacking. But the goalkeeper went ahead not to hold that ball tight, and it was in the vicinity of is it Justin, the defender, and the way Justin passes that ball to Kai Havertz to really tap it into the back of the net, God knows. But Jesus, 6.5 out of 10. Then who else? Who else came on? I think those are the players that really came on for the club of Arsenal. Let me check here, because I don't remember any other player coming up to play in this game of football. So Arsenal, where are you? Arsenal versus Leicester City. The substitutions. I saw 3 substitutions being made. Yeah, those are the 3 substitutions that really came on the field of play. And the manager, Mikel Arteta, a 7.5 out of 10. And Arsenal are really closing down on Liverpool. Liverpool is just 1 point ahead of Arsenal, and that is it. So I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. And who is my man of the match? I'll go for Leandro Trossard, scoring the second goal and really putting in the winner. That is it. Martinelli contributed. He was the man of the match at halftime. But if you add those 2 halves, I think the man who really deserves to be the man of the match is none other than Leandro Trossard. I don't know who your man of the match is, but for me, I go with Leandro Trossard. So I'm out for now. See you later. Those are the player ratings, and that's how I really looked at that game of football. And that is it. Bye-bye.